Okay, welcome back for more Let's Play Stationeers. Hopefully this episode we can finish up the workshop and get everything in here. We're still pressurizing, currently only 17 kilopascals. It's going to take us a little while. So first thing I need to do, when I set this up I forgot to connect it to the wiring. So let's go ahead and get this wire back in. There we go. So we have several systems to put in place yet. I think one, we might go ahead and do our cooling loop. Let's unload this stuff. And we need the valve. Might need more pipe. I don't know.
Jetpack on.
I think we're gonna do the cooling loop right here.
Hunger. Caution.
Kind of want the input vent to be close to the middle of the room. I think this will work right here. Hmm. There we go. Okay. it's got that installed. Let's go inside and make sure. Don't really like that placement, but I think it'll be okay.
Hydration critical.
There we go.
Jetpack on.
Now I'm curious if that introduced pollutants into the atmosphere. No, looks good. That'll work. Let's have a bite and a drink, and then we'll decide what to do next. Okay, so what should we do next? I think maybe our next move. Yeah, let's do the Atmo extraction. This will be in case we want to pull this Atmo out. I think we'll set this up back here.
Jetpack on.
Well, where do we want to pull this from? I think we could just pull it from this right here.
Jetpack on.
necessarily needs to be insulated pipes here, but that seems to make sense. So now if we want to pull the Atmo out, we need to do some work that's going to, require removing a wall, for example. We can pump it all out this way. Unfortunately, this is sort of in the way, but I don't have much need to come back here right now. Let's see how the pressurization is coming. About halfway, almost. Let's go ahead and get our equipment in here for our printers. Let's free up some inventory space. Hmm. think that's where I want these. Let's go get our chutes. All right. There we go. Let's go ahead and get our ingots in here. Or we lose them. Okay.
Hydration critical.
Oh, let's go get another sip. While I was in the Tater Palace, I went ahead and grabbed the fridge and the microwave and get us a few things in there. Yeah. Handy battery charger. Nice. How do I want to do this? we get power to the fridge. So this one is going to hold the IC that's going to actually control all of our atmospherics in here. And then this one will be used for general programming. Need more cable.
Power low. Be working. Yeah, now we have a packaging machine so we can do some canned food. Unfortunately, I'm going to end up doing spray painting in here. I think we still have the
portable filtration unit, though. We can use that to pull out any pollutants. Nice. Now, we'll program that here in a little while. Actually, let's go ahead and bring these other batteries too. Gonna need more spray paint. Okay. Let's get that water plumbed in. flooring time. That's starting to come together nice. I believe we've hit a snag. Seems to have stopped pressurizing. Yep, we're out of Atmo mix. Got some nitrogen and some oxygen. Let's go ahead and mix more up. Yeah, that didn't take long. I think we can go ahead and close these up. And I suppose we'll work on the outer walls now. Hmm. So, this is a known bug. I've seen it in the bug list. Sometimes, for some reason, you get this error where it says placement requires support when placing these corner pieces, these cosmetic pieces. And there's no workaround that I'm aware of. So, I can place that one, but not that one. I ran into this when I was doing the planning for this build too, so... And it happened in the same place. There's something going on with whatever I've put in this corner that's interfering with this. But it is just cosmetic, so for now, we'll leave it. there's the bug again. Okay. I did manage to get it to let me place that.
Jetpack on.
Yeah, don't know how to fix that, but that's alright. Okay. Alright, the two we have left over are the ones that are meant for these two spots where it won't let me place them. Again, that is a known bug. It's in the bug tracker. We should probably go have a drink. There we go. Almost to 100. Top up the jetpack.
Jetpack critical.
looks pretty good. Okay. Set our suits up. And I think that's pretty much everything except for programming our atmospherics control. So we'll take just a moment and we'll dive right into that. Alright, well, we've got our Atmo in here. Oxygen 30%, nitrogen 70%. We're ready to set up our controls. Take a look at the code. So this is the script. It's very similar to some of our scripting for the greenhouse. So there are 3 devices that we're using. Wait, this is not the right script. There we go. That's got it. That was the greenhouse script. So this is on the workshop. I'll put a link in the description. But we have 5 devices. We have our sensor device, in this case the pipe analyzer, the valve for the cooling loop, the pressure regulator for the Atmo mix, the pressure regulator for the oxygen, and our CO2 filtration system. We have some defines here, what temperature we want the cooling to turn on and off. In this case, 24 Celsius and 20 Celsius. The upper limit we're allowing for our CO2 ratio, in this case 3%. And the lower limit is 0.1%. Should be effectively 0. The minimum O2 that we want to allow, which is 30%. And our target pressure for the habitable area, 100 kilopascals. We're using 4 registers to store the current temperature and pressure and the oxygen and CO2 ratios. And then we get to the actual code. First thing we do, we read in all of our information, temperature, pressure, the oxygen ratio, and the CO2 ratio. Then we check the current temperature. If the temperature is greater than our on temperature, our high-end temperature, it jumps to the cooling on section here. If it's less than the off temperature, it jumps to the section that turns the valve off. Very simple, just like in the greenhouse. Then we go to our CO2 levels. Check that. If the ratio is above the upper limit, turn the filtration system on. If it's below the lower limit, turn it off. Again, very simple. After that, we check our pressure. Now, the reason we're checking our pressure rather than ratio is because the Atmo mix should be fine until the CO2 concentration gets to a certain point. Once that happens, the filtration system is going to pull the CO2 out and decrease the overall pressure. We can't just replace that with the HAB mix because that has 70% nitrogen. The nitrogen isn't being converted into CO2, just the oxygen. So if we only replenish it with the mix, then eventually we'll have more nitrogen than we want and we'll smother. This section turns both of the pressure regulators off. If our current pressure is greater or equal to our target pressure of 100 kilopascals, it turns both regulators off. If our oxygen ratio is below the minimum 30% that we want, it turns, or if it's greater than the 30%, it turns on the HAB mix regulator. So we get 30% oxygen, 70% nitrogen. However, if it's below 30% oxygen, it turns on the oxygen regulator. So we replace the oxygen that's been removed by being converted to CO2 and then filtered out. But if we have 30% oxygen, then it replaces any missing Atmo with the mix. So we maintain that 30%, 70% ratio. And then at the end, we have a sleep for 3 seconds to give it a little space. And then we jump back to the start. We're going to set that to other housing and export. Switch that back. Okay, so let's turn this on. Get our error code back off. Now we can set up our devices. Pipe analyzer, the cooling valve, there it is. The Atmo mix regulator. There it is. And the oxygen regulator. And our filtration unit, which I think we named. We did not. There we go. Now, when I turn this on, pressure is just above 100 kilopascals. So nothing should change there, but the temperature is higher than our target, so that should turn on. And that will probably, yep, that brought our pressure down. So this is kicking on. Our oxygen ratio is high enough that it should switch that off, switch this one on. There we go. And once we get back to 100 kilopascals, this one will turn off. Probably need to mix up some more Atmo mix, so I think we're a little short. It's very slowly increasing. I think if we cycle that airlock, this might. Yeah, there we go. And there we go. 100 kilopascals. Once the temperature gets down to 20 Celsius, that should switch off as well. That's pretty good. We're in pretty good shape here. There's one more thing though. The job is not quite done. There. Now we're done. Alright, folks. Other than a little bit of maybe some painting. Not sure if I want to leave these lockers white. I know I want to change the fridge and tables. But yeah. If I do that, I'll have to filter out any pollutant from the spray paint. But I'd say we've got a pretty good workshop here. Got all of our crafting machines. We can do our IC programming here. We can prepare food, store food, access to water. And even a little place to take a nap. That should be cutting off soon. Well, I appreciate everyone that's followed along so far. Not sure what our next project's going to be. If you got an idea or a request, go ahead and drop it in the comments. For now, let's get some well-deserved rest. Thanks for watching, y'all.